Hey Sages, happy Friday afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a really great week. It's been a super busy week for me. I've had a couple really early mornings, like up at 3:30 or 4, and then again at 5, and making a jump on my day this week each day, and it's been really good. So I hope it's been productive for you as well. So today I want to talk about the comment that I left below that talks about the difference between going deeper, not wider. So I woke up this morning and I have all this writing that I'm doing, and I kept thinking, okay, how am I going to better organize my writing? And as I did that, I thought to myself, you need to go deeper, not wider. So I just got my iPad out and Googled deeper, not wider, and up came this amazing article by David Kane. And then I dug into that and saw that a lot of people are really putting their head around this whole thing of a depth year and of really just narrowing in their focus, and it really made me feel right at home with these people. So I wanted to talk about that and just talk about how mastery is really such a key to all of this, to going from basically that apprentice to an artisan, and the bridge to that is mastery. And this is what I'm finding, that going deeper, not wider, especially during COVID and everyone being online, everyone trying to interface either via, the FaceTime or Facebook Live or some kind of live Instagram stories or whatever, and then going on Zoom. One of the things I think we need to do to really elevate above that noise is to make sure that it's very clear what we want to be known for. So I keep asking myself as I look at something, what is an alignment? If it starts taking me off into another off ramp, then I want to question that and say, you know what, is that actually where you're going, and pull it back in so they stay in alignment to my greatest mastery, my greatest work, the things I want to be known for. And everything I keep asking myself and my clients is, that whole inch wide, mile deep, if you bring something new in there, do you have the bandwidth for it? Can you maintain and manage it? Because there is that on-ramp to bringing it and that runway to bringing it out to the marketplace, and then we've got to maintain it. So just because someone gives us an idea, it doesn't mean we should run with it. We talked a little bit about this today during the NABO First Friday meeting, and we all know this firsthand, where someone says, you're so good at this or that, or you should absolutely do that, and ding, we get this idea. And then I think sometimes we're like, oh, maybe I can just add that in. And I'm going to say not so fast. If it's true to the domain and your ecosystem and your universe of the things that you're doing and in your zone of genius, then I'm going to say, okay, pursue it. But if it starts to edge you out of there, takes you back over to excellence or competency, takes you completely off the map, then I'm going to ask you to question that and dig deeper in yourself and say, do I really want to go with that? And I think of the things for myself that where I really saw mastery, where I really saw a transition of digging in and going deeper. And I thought back of when I learned Arabic. Now, I'm going to tell you, learning Arabic as an adult is no joke, except to the little kids all around you, with like peals of laughter, rolling around on the floor at my pronunciation until I got things right. And we lived in an Arabic neighborhood in Nazareth, and my daughter Laura was learning Arabic faster than I could. Little kids were knocking on the door, can she come out and play? And I didn't know what they were saying, so I thought, right, I have two choices here. I can either learn conversational Arabic so I can talk to these moms and kids around me, or I can learn how to read and write, which will serve me nothing at this point in my life. So I decided to go with learning how to speak colloquial Arabic. And that was one of the best things I could have done. Now, that did not come overnight, and it took me time to wrap my head around it, many mispronunciations. You may know my story of confusing the words diarrhea and responsibility, right? They are so close in Arabic, but with vastly different meanings. And so, of course, that is a great reminder to me when I would visit back there, remembering that. But I had to keep at it. And staying with it meant that I was going to make mistakes, I was going to fall down, I was going to get back up, but I was determined to get it. That willingness to just stay the course, to stay an inch wide, it meant the mastery, it meant community, it meant legacy. It meant mastery in the fact that I could not only listen to Arabic, but I could actually speak it. It wasn't just laughing at a joke, it was saying a joke and everyone laughing. It was knowing colloquialisms and phrases and all kinds of things that really cemented me to that community. But I had to stay the course. And then the community piece was, as an expat, I could have easily hung out with all the Americans and foreigners, but I decided to hang with the people in my neighborhood and the people in my community and the Arabic speakers. And that was one of the best things I could have done, which then left a legacy. It means I can go back there anytime for the rest of my life, not just because I spoke Arabic, but the Arabic was the entree into the culture of understanding people in their own language and what was on their heart. So what I've learned over the course of time is that every time I take something on with that determined focus and stay with it, I come through to a level of expertise that I then can build on. It becomes foundational, or the next level and the next layer, and so on, and I can build on that. And right now, with everybody online and 1,000 things going on, it is so super easy for FOMO to be pulling us one way and another, and I'm going to say, like, get ourselves like, boom, right here, stay here, and focus. Because FOMO is going to pull us in a direction that we don't necessarily want to go. And when we see something here or there, we might think, oh, look what she's doing or he's doing. I might say, come back to your zone of genius. Come back to how you're wired. Come back to alignment and wholeheartedness. Come back to single-mindedness. Stay an inch wide. Go a mile deep. Show up for your tribe. Come with your genius and your expertise over and over and over again until that's what you're known for. So while I may seem like a broken record at some times, and my clients are so used to me saying inch wide, mile deep, it's because I'm saying it to myself. It is this constant reminder to not go off course, to not take that off ramp, to not satellite out there somewhere and then hopscotch and pogo stick all over the place. It is to really determine, like David Keynes is saying in this article, to go deeper, not wider, to drill down. Now, he has this awesome analogy about a sweet tooth, and we get a sweet tooth for something new. That, in entrepreneurial language, is the bright, shiny object syndrome, right? Where we're seeing these other things, and we always say squirrel, like we're chasing something down. We're going down a bunny trail. This is where I'm going to ask you to come back. Stay true to what you do. Stay true to who you serve. That is going to help you rise above the noise in a very busy, very crowded, now everybody and his brother is online marketplace, right? I saw this happen with Arabic. I saw this happen when we started this school for Arab American kids, Bridging the Gap. And while we started it for those students who could not fit in another school, I had other people coming to me all the time and telling me, you know what you should do? You know how you should do this? And I was like, hang on. This school was created for these students. You are more than welcome to come and be part of what we're doing, but it was created for them so that they could hear it. And do you know that people ended up moving back from Canada and the US to Nazareth because they finally knew their kids could go to school. These English speakers could go to school in English while they spoke Arabic. They could go to school in English and take all of their courses in English. It was a multi-age setting. My first graduate actually ended up running that school at the end of the 17-year run of starting that. And so even at the beginning, when I started that, it was part of that whole big startup. I thought 5 years. I'm going to do 5 years, drill down. This is years ago. This is in 1997. I was 37 years old. I'm 60, right? So I just thought, I'm going to just drill in. I'm going to give 5 years foundation. I'm going to lay this complete foundation, and then I'm going to pass the baton to a bilingual, bicultural Arabic teacher. And sure enough, Zinat came along, and she had lived in Australia, and she had lived in the Galilee. She spoke English, she spoke Arabic. She knew these kids. She was these kids at some stage in her life. So the baton was passed, and we eventually came back to the U.S. But this is the deal about drilling in. This is the deal about staying true to your gifts, to your genius, to your strengths, to your knowledge, to your wisdom. And at midlife, more than ever, we can go and tap this treasure, tap deep into this treasure of decades that we've gained throughout the years, and then bring that to serve our tribe, who we are most aligned with. It's not everybody. We're not meant to serve everybody. We don't have the bandwidth to serve everybody. We're here to serve those who are most aligned to what we have to bring. You know, people will say to me, well, doesn't he do that too, or she do that too? Yeah, but not like me, and not like you. Whatever it is you're gifted to do, that's your secret ingredient. That's the differentiator. That's the thing that if you hit mastery and you stay true to genius and you stay true to who you are, that is what's going to rise you above the noise and bring you to that next place. So I love this. Let's go for focus over FOMO. Let's go for the zone of genius over the zone of excellence. And I saw a video then this morning with David Keene where he was talking about, 3 ways to really go deeper, not wider. And he said, define your dive, which I thought was great. So what is on your deck? Define that dive. Find your focus, like stay there, find your focus. And then the deeper the dive, the greater the pressure. So there's going to be a pressure when, to kind of like step away from there. And I'm going to encourage you, just stick, just stay. I think to myself, the frustration of learning Arabic, you have no idea. It was not easy. My daughter was like a local person, the way her Arabic was. People would say, if I don't look at her and I just listen to her, she sounds like any of these children out here playing. And here I was like bumping along, trying to stay in step with everyone. I remember one little girl coming to my door one time saying to me, Immi bit hayaki, like my mom wants you. And I did not know what she was trying to say to me. In the end, she kept saying it louder and louder. Finally, out of frustration, she just grabbed my hand and she took me with her to her house so that I could see her mom. So it was not easy. And I think to myself, I could have easily just said, you know what? I'm almost 40 years old, or I'm too old for this, or I'm not going to get it. They'll understand English. English is a universal language. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that I did not bounce away from that. I stuck and went through to the point where eventually, in all those years, I didn't think I wasn't speaking in English, right? I dreamt in Arabic. I spoke in Arabic all day. I was steeped in it. I was deep in it. And it became just part of me. So much so that people would ask me, what family are you from here? And I'm like, I'm not from here. I'm a foreigner, right? So that really was like such a testament to just sticking and staying in there. And this is where I want to encourage you to do that too. You've got something that, what is it that you want to bring to the marketplace? Are you excellent in that thing? And here's a good way to figure this out. Are your roots down deep? If a strong wind blows, will it just topple over? Or is it just rooted down there, anchored down because it's totally you? And then you can show up in the marketplace with so much confidence, right? You are going to be able to come with authority because that authenticity is there. You're going to be able to come with authority because you're in alignment, right? You're going to be able to have influence because you've decided to go for congruence. You're going to be able to show up in your zone of genius and say to people, you can follow me because you really, truly know. This is not about fake it till you make it. This is about legit, you know what you're talking about. And you can say to somebody, here, come follow me. I'll show you. I know, right? And this is where I'm going to encourage you. If you don't know, if it's a non-strength, let it go. Get it off your deck. It's fluff and it's extra. And it's in the way. You're robbing yourself of your best work. So I'm going to encourage you, just don't go there. Just stay true to you. Stay true to how you're gifted, how you're aligned, all that wisdom, years of experience, all the expertise. Just stay right there. Tie your why to your tribe and go for mastery. Go an inch wide and a mile deep. Go from an apprentice to an artisan so that you can truly rise above the noise right now in this busy marketplace. As we push to the end of the year, we can make the rest of the year even better than we started. This was such a crazy year. Who would have ever dreamed we would live this? And what I want to encourage you is that you can, I can, we can really make this a tremendous year and then be a great support and encouragement to people in our community who need what we have. We can share the wealth of our expertise because we know, without a shadow of a doubt, we know what we're talking about, and we can say to other people, here, come follow me, let me help you. And then remember, as I often say, help your people find you, your clients find you, your tribe find you, so they can get on the train at any station, right? Maybe they're not ready to work with you at that high level. How else can they get in your space? Even if it's just sitting with you on a live, even if it's in a complimentary masterclass or call. How can you help them? How can you take them even one step closer to their transformation and the things that they want to do? So remember, define that dive and then find your focus. And the deeper the dive, the greater the pressure. But oh, is it worth it? It is so worth it. So I hope you're encouraged by this. We got a bunch of stuff coming up this month. We've got a master class coming up. It's all about genius. And we've got a book club thing I'm going to do. I'll probably do it in rooms, and it will be Gay Hendricks' book. I'll be giving you a choice between The Big Leap and The Joy of Genius. And then we're going to launch The Weekender. Hopefully I'll have that out this weekend, finally. And that'll be a publication that comes out every week. It gives you a roundup of what we've done and where we're going. So stay tuned for that too. All right, you have a great holiday weekend, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.